Hi everybody, welcome back to Half Acre Adventures. In today's video, we are going to talk about raspberries. Raspberries are one of our favorite crops that we grow for a number of reasons. Of course, first, because they're absolutely delicious. They freeze really well, so we can store them for the winter. And also because they continue to grow new canes, and they spread, and they're quite frankly invasive, which actually we love because we can dig them up and we can replant them in other areas of our yard and multiply the amount of raspberry plants that we have every year. So I'll show you what we're going to do today in this video. You can see we've got this nice bed of raspberries that we put in here last year, and it has just taken off. We have canes that are now about 6 feet tall, and that will be where the new growth is, or the new fruit rather, next year. But you can see that this is all the canes from last year, and they are loaded. We went camping on Hornby Island for 4 days, just came home, and we picked about 10 pounds of raspberries off of here, and there's still tons more on here. And this is so much fun. This is probably one of the kids' favorite thing, to come out here and have fresh raspberries every morning. Now, you'll notice if we lift this up, there's all kinds of new growth. See these new runners here? Not runners, but these new canes that are coming up here. This is because the roots from the raspberry plants in the middle have run out and sprouted up new canes. And they've even done that outside of our planter box. See, there's one there, and all along here. And so what I'm going to do is actually dig these up and replant them in a new spot in our yard. All right, so I'm going to take some of these new canes out of this raspberry bed. So you can see here, these are new ones that have come up this year, and it's just overrun in here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my shovel in here, and I might damage a few of them, but it's okay. And I'm just going to pry this up and get some of the roots with it. There we go. All right, so these are new canes from this year's growth, and these will have berries next year, but this is exactly what I want to pull out. I'm going to put these in our new raspberry bed. We have a spot in our yard beside our flower bed. We planted this just for our bees. Lots of great stuff in here. There's poppies and alyssums, and there's a honeybee right there. They just love this borage. And yeah, there he is. The edible flowers. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. So what I've done here is I've just got the grass dug up, and I've just turned it over. So I've taken this sod here, I've dug it up, flipped it over, and I've got some dirt that I'm going to put in here, and I'll put a little bit of compost in it, and then we're going to plant our raspberries right into here, and this is where our new raspberry bed will be. Alright, so I've dug my trench, I've removed the sod, and I've put some soil in here. Thank you, Krista and Lauren in Lansville. I appreciate the soil. And now what I'm going to do, of course, is add some of our compost to it. This is almost totally finished, certainly enough for our use today. Really nice, rich, organic, beautiful compost, full of worms, full of their worm castings. And so I'm going to mix this into the soil here, and that's what I'm going to plant these raspberries right into this stuff. All right, so I've added my compost to this bed, and I'm just working it in with my hands, just mixing it up with the soil that's in here. And this is looking really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of our raspberry plants that we've dug up. And you can see here, this is one that, you know, it's still got some roots on it. It doesn't actually take very much. These are really resilient, they're very hardy. And so I'm just going to plant this in here. Like that, and that's it. I'm going to water it after I do the rest of this row, and then this will continue to put on some growth. A lot of it is going to go into the roots and establish the plant, and that's what we want. We're not likely going to get any berries off of this year, but next year we'll see some nice big canes shoot up, and that'll be our future year's fruit. put that in there.
Oopsie, oopsie.
All right, so look at this one here. So this is where this root has grown off of a raspberry plant, and then it's popped up 2 new canes. That's this season's. And so the mother plant, if you will, the original plant, that still exists in the garden bed, but this has been cut off. And this root with these 2 new canes, I'm gonna put right in this bed, and this will be next year's harvest. Okay, we're all finished up, and we've got these new raspberries transplanted into their new bed. I actually had so many, as I started to dig them up, I put in 2 rows, and so we're gonna have tons of these. We've got about 3 or 4 different varieties of raspberry. My favorite are the thornless ones, so they're not spiky at all. It's great for the kids, and they're so tasty. We also have some heritage berries, as well as some autumn gold, which is like an orange color, and it comes later in the season, in the fall. If you'd like some and you're local to Vancouver Island, we're going to have so many new canes coming up again next spring. Let me know in the comments or reach out to me, because we can absolutely get you some raspberries as we get into next spring. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, happy gardening. Bye for now. Oh man, these are so good. This is after the kids have gone through, and there's still just loads of them in here.